ESTP weaknesses, flaws, and shortcomings, where the ESTP feel challenged. Everyone has their strengths and their weaknesses, and it is important to uncover these parts of ourselves. Learning more about their own shortcomings can help you to improve and in some cases, simply help you to accept them for what they are. We cannot be perfect no matter how hard we try, and so sometimes it is best to learn where we aren't comfortable and won't be happiest because of these weaknesses. While everyone has their strengths, there are always weaknesses that can hold us back from certain paths or simply make those choices more challenging to endure for us. Knowing where these shortcomings are can also help to find the best ways of growing and developing them into something more manageable. ESTPs definitely have a lot of natural skills and strengths, but they also possess certain weaknesses as well. Even the most well-balanced people will struggle in certain areas and might have a hard time with those things naturally. They can certainly work on and develop these skills and attempt to find ways to improve. For the ESTP, it can be hard to recognize the areas they need to work on since they are more focused on living in the present than they are dragging up the past. They want to seek out things that excite and inspire them in the moment and go after whatever they are most drawn to naturally. This does sometimes pull them away from recognizing the areas which need improvement, but that doesn't mean they are incapable of being more self-aware over time. Don't plan ahead. ESTPs can struggle with planning ahead, even though they are often logical people. They can analyze and see the best ways to improve and work towards a goal, but actually committing to this can be a challenge. They want to focus on the present moment, so planning ahead becomes a bit draining for them. While there are some goals that the ESTP feels are deeply important and personal, even making a long-term plan for those things can be a challenge at first. They need something they can jump right into, or else they can struggle to find ways to approach those goals. ESTPs just don't find it easy to focus on the past or on the future, wanting to be much more aware of the present moment. Being that they are very connected to the physical world around them, they can find themselves easily distracted and pulled in different directions. They want to seek out the things which feel good in the present and can sometimes struggle to plan ahead because of this. Not good with emotions. ESTPs definitely struggle with connecting to and understanding the emotions of others. They do care about their loved ones, but listening to drawn-out emotional expressions can be a bit draining after a while. For the ESTP, this isn't impossible, but it can sometimes become overwhelming, especially when they are younger. As they get older, ESTPs can often develop this part of themselves, becoming more aware and connected to the emotional needs of others. Since they do care about the people around them and want to help them, they can become better at showing their support in this way. Although the ESTP can become better at helping their loved ones with their feelings, it is rarely something they are comfortable sharing with strangers. They can become uneasy when someone outside of their inner circle is feeling emotional and needs to vent and can become drained by this rather quickly. ESTPs just aren't naturally in touch with emotions and don't like having to prioritize them. They prefer to focus on facts and things which are logical, as this is something that is more natural and tangible for them. This is also connected to the ESTPs connecting to the physical world, wanting things to be proven and wanting to be able to see it with their own eyes. Utilizing their senses to understand and connect with the world around them is very important for the ESTP personality. Can be reckless. ESTPs can be a bit reckless at times, especially when they feel stifled. They have a hard time holding back when they are excited about something and want to just dive in. ESTPs can make a lot of decisions in the present moment, and this can occasionally get them into trouble. If they see something they want, they don't want to hold themselves back from experiencing this. Instead, the ESTP often takes the risk and jumps into situations that can sometimes appear reckless. They can get into tricky situations or end up failing to see around the corner. They aren't always fully aware of the consequences before they dive in since they don't focus on the future and instead focus on living in the present. This happens even more frequently when the ESTP feels like they are being forced into commitment or a strict situation. Easily bored. ESTPs are easily bored, especially when they don't feel interaction with certain people or things which excite them. This boredom ends up pushing them to be a bit more reckless, often because they want to shake things up. While this can sometimes be a good thing, in other situations, it can cause the ESTP to make mistakes and give up on things that are important to them. In the moment, they might feel a bit trapped or bored by a relationship or certain commitment and find themselves wanting to break free from it. This boredom can cause the ESTP to think in the present and seek out more reckless ways to entertain themselves. This does not make them incapable of avoiding certain mistakes, though, as ESTPs are also logical and practical people. They simply need to work on avoiding intense boredom so they don't become hyper-focused on their dominant function.